Well, from start to finish, it was a fantastic weekend of metal detecting. Well, welcome to Finding America, and it's really nice to see you here. Now, to start off with, I had a quick announcement that I wanted to make, and that is I'm very honored to have been asked to appear on the American Digger Magazine podcast, which is going to be this Monday, May 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about Finding America and anything and everything else about metal detecting. Now, I'm going to put a link down in the video description below that'll take you to the American Digger Magazine podcast site, and I hope you'll join me there. I'm really looking forward to being on their show. Well, this past weekend turned out to be a blast, and the very first hunt that you're about to see took place at the old Campbell family house. Now, it might ring a bell with some of you, as I did a couple episodes there not very long ago. And I was originally invited out to this house by the homeowner because it's her family house, the original house that her family built back in the 1920s. And everything that I found in those episodes, I gave back to her so she could display them in the house. Well, I decided I wanted to head back there because there was still a portion of the property that I hadn't been able to hunt. And I thought maybe I could get out there and find a few more things for her. Well, I tell you, no matter where I go, I seem to find one. You might remember this place. It was an old family home that I hunted, and everything I found went back to the homeowner so she could have pieces of her family's history. And since I got the Manticore, I decided I would come back out here and see what else I could find. And I just say, no matter where I go, I seem to find either Model T parts or this. I just popped it out of the ground. Can you believe it? Well, if you've been watching my channel a long time, yeah, you probably believe it. But yeah, old railroad spike. Yeah, I'm quite a distance from the railroad up here on the hill, so. But hey, I always love seeing them because it's definitely time for a very cool train pick. Well, I got my first coin from this backyard, and it's giving me a nice high tone. Dug down about 6 inches, and yeah, good looking wheat cent right there. And I already cleaned it off, so I have a little bit of time. And it's one that I find often. I think this year was probably, I believe this was the year they made the most Lincoln wheat cents, 1944 from the Philadelphia Mint. So, very cool. I will definitely take that. And yeah, we'll see what else is out here. Well, this one was giving me a nice nickel signal right around 24. Said it was in the plug, but it didn't turn out to be a nickel. There's something pretty cool. Just thought I'd show it to you. It's an old vintage snap to a pair of Lee jeans or jacket, but definitely looks to be one of the older varieties. There's the back side of it. So very cool. I'm happy to have found that. I love old workwear and denim buttons, so yeah, this is a very cool piece, probably worn by one of the homeowner's family back in the day. Well, it's always funny how things work out sometimes. I just dug that hole and got that Lee snap, and I was running my coil over it, and I got another nickel signal up here, and check it out, another Lee snap right next to it. So that's definitely unusual, and yeah, I got a pair of them now. Well, that was about all I could find there, but while I was there, the next door neighbor came over and started talking to me, and he ended up asking if I'd like to hunt his yard as well. Well, you didn't have to ask me twice. I headed right over there and I started swinging. While I was out there detecting, the neighbor next door came over and we started talking, and he said, hey, if you want to search my yard, feel free. And he's owned this house since 1974, and as far as we know, it's never been metal detected before. And it's just a beautiful brick house overlooking the old town, and it was built in 1924, so it is 100 years old this year. So very cool. You can't help but have high hopes for it, but you know, I try not to get too excited, and you never know how it's going to turn out. But I did get an obvious signal for my very first signal. Dug down, got some flashing from the roof and a roof nail, and then it still gave me a signal, and it was in the plug only a couple inches down. And I think, I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it's some kind of an advertising piece, I believe. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's interesting, and it's a good sign that this place has not been hunted before, because it was only a couple inches down. Fingers crossed, and toes too. I'm ready to keep swinging. Well, I just moved 6 inches to the right where I dug that unusual piece, my first target. I got a nice signal, nice high tone. Said it was in the plug, and check it out. Old toy car. Well, not super old, but very cool. Looks like it's going to be a Hot Wheels. That's interesting. Don't see that every day. So yeah, I don't think this place has been hunted. That was an inch down, maybe two. And very cool. I'll get this one cleaned up and get you a better look at it. Well, I'm definitely on to the play spot of the yard. Another big 83 signal, not very deep, and another toy truck. This time it looks like Incredible Hulk, sort of a moving van. It's pretty cool. Hadn't seen that one before, but it's been a while since I played with these, and yeah, I like that. Very cool. I will definitely take it. Well, to be honest, I have been swinging for the past hour and not finding anything except roofing nails and aluminum. And that's how it goes sometimes at these places. You never know who lived here. They could have been relatively old and they just stayed in the house for 50 years. I don't know. But I finally got a decent signal and something interesting. It's a pretty old toy car. This is definitely an older one, but it looks to be a Volkswagen Beetle, what's left of one after it met the lawnmower. So I will definitely take that, and I'm not going to quit though. There's a lot of yard here, and sometimes you just have to find the hot spot. There's certain areas in certain yards where people just like to hang out, so hopefully I stumble across that. Well, I finally found something interesting. I don't know, it's just, you can never predict these places. That's why I try not to get my hopes up. This one was hard not to. But I was getting like a 62, 63 on this one, and I'm like, well, it's higher than most of the roofing nails that I've been digging up. And it did turn out to be something interesting. Take a look at that. Let's see if I can get it up here. It's a CPR qualification pin. It says American Heart Association. Now I think it's pretty old. It's a porcelain inlay, and it was a stick pin from the looks of it. So Kind of cool. Might be 50s, 60s, not sure exactly. But yeah, hey, that looks really good to me right now. Not to mention it's almost 90 degrees. I've got to take a break and get one of those liquid IVs. If you guys haven't tried liquid IV, you definitely should look into that. I don't have anything to do with the company except I use it all the time through the summertime while metal detecting. It is a lifesaver. Well, I have a new Finding America update to share with you, and it concerns an item that Jason recovered in last week's episode. You might remember the piece that we thought was a handle to an old safety razor. Well, it turns out there were a pair of very sharp eyes watching that episode, and Charlie C. and Shabby Daddy let me know in the comments that what that piece actually was an early 1900s nesting screwdriver. Now, these were often used in the repair of sewing machines, clocks, and watches. So a huge thank you goes out to Charlie C. and Shabby Daddy. And that's been our Finding America update. Well, sitting here enjoying the shade of this little bush. It's getting boiling hot. I never look forward to summer. But this one was giving me a 55 signal. It sounded good, so I'm like, hey, let's go for it. And I said it was in the sidewall, and I gave it a pop. And it looks interesting. It's sitting right there. So I thought we'd pull this out together. No idea what this is going to be. But it doesn't look like a roofing nail, so I'm happy. But here we go. Let's see. Wow, look at that. That is crazy. Let me get this out in the sunlight. Look at that. Wow, that is so cool. You know what that is? I'm pretty sure. Because it doesn't, I don't think it's sharpened. Let me see. It says stainless Taiwan. Not particularly old. It could be pretty old, but I'm thinking letter opener. Very cool. What has it got on it? A snake? Well, or a carnival prize. Yeah, some kind of big serpent on the side of it. So yeah, that could be a carnival prize or a letter opener, I'm not sure. But hey, that's about the coolest thing I've found so far. And yeah, pretty neat. Well, I'm at the very far corner of the front yard, and I finally got an old coin. And it dates from the beginning of this house, so pretty cool right here. I'm right next to the road as well. But it was giving me a 67, about 7 inches down, and I got a nice early Wheatie. I will take that. All I've been getting so far is memorials, but this one's going to be a 1918 Philadelphia mint. So very cool. Probably lost not long after the house was built. So I'm very happy to have that. It gives me a little bit of hope. Well, the next thing was giving me a 32. It's normally a pull tab, but you just dig them all and hope for something different than a pull tab, and this one was different. Turned out to be a pretty cool button, actually. It definitely looks like an old one too. I don't know, I'm thinking 30s or 40s. Little 2-hole sew-on button. But might have something on the back side, I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool. Probably went to a jacket or a coat. Well, I'll tell you, right there is where I dug that old button. And I just came down the row, down to here, And got a 33, about 6-7 inches down, and look, identical button just popped out of the dirt clod, and that's something. That is pretty wild. It's weird. It's got the loop on this one, or the shank. Yeah, see that? So it actually wasn't a sew-on through the two holes. It had this wire loop that was sewn onto the jacket. So that's pretty cool. And there it is. So hey, 2 old buttons in a row. I won't complain about that. Well, what can I say? That's how it goes sometimes with some permissions. And I was able to find a few interesting things to share with the homeowner, but certainly nothing like I'd hoped for. And as you can imagine, I still had a major case of the metal detecting itch, but I knew right where I wanted to go next. Back to the spot that we featured in last week's episode, a tiny empty lot sitting right next to a public parking lot. And this lot once had a very old house standing on it. So I headed out bright and early the next morning in order to beat the midday heat. And I have to say, I was really glad that I did. Well, I am back at the spot that Jason and I were at last week. And I just wanted to pick up where we left off because we were just barely scratching the surface here and we had an awesome day. So I'm out here bright and early, and it's a beautiful day. Blue skies. Not too bad of temperatures, and I hear a train coming in the distance, so it's a really nice morning. Now, when I got here, I dug up 3 zincs in a row, piece to a ball jar lid, a couple other pieces of garbage. Then I got this 82 signal. Sounded great. And I was kind of hoping it would be the front of that padlock that we found last week. That's kind of my goal, is to find the other half of that old padlock. But it was not a padlock, but it was something really good. Check this out. You see that right there? I already know what that is because I found one block down the street from here where my massive permission is. This is actually just up the street from it. And it's going to be a lead toy Indian chief. And it is awesome. Yep. I found the identical one just down the street. So I think there were some boys here that shared the same taste in toys. And let me get it brushed up, but this one's going to be just as beautiful as the one I found last time. Beautiful piece, and I'm absolutely thrilled with this being my first good target here. Well, there he is. Indian chief with his war bonnet, kind of saluting. And it's very cool. He's got a dagger in his hand right there. And there's the backside. Looks like he's wearing chaps as well. Some kind of chaps, but very cool. And of course, I'm using that incredible Minelab Manticore. And I'm using the M8 coil, and I just have it in all-terrain general. With factory presets, nothing special. But yeah, this machine is so awesome. And I am so thrilled with this one. Well, this next one was giving me a 56 on my screen and said it was about 4 inches down. That was about right. I got it pulled out and I went ahead and brushed it off just a little bit, save a little time, but that's pretty cool. Little toy car, toy van, matter of fact. One of those custom vans with the, I knew it was going to come apart. It was just hanging on. Had a little porthole window in the back, but yeah, it was hanging on by a thread. It's just cut loose right now, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Might be an early Matchbox. Hard to say, but yeah, nice little find right there. Well, I got another nice signal. Give me like a 52, 53. Dug down, said it was in the plug, and it was not very deep, so I was like, well, we have found some really good things here that were shallow. But as I was brushing the dirt away from the plug, something rolled out and landed right there. And that is a big honking ring. Obviously not precious metal, but hey, what the heck. Let's see what it is. I just grabbed the camera as soon as I saw it roll into the hole. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Looks like it's really a heavy ring. Look at that. It's blue. Isn't that weird? Let's see if I can get you in on this. Yeah, the lighting is difficult early morning. There you go. Is that not weird? I don't think I've ever seen a ring like that one. Well, I'll get it cleaned up later and get you a better look at it. Probably some type of might have a little stone in the center. Some type, maybe a carnival ring, or I have no idea. It's really heavy though, so maybe not. Pretty neat looking ring, and it's got a little bit of age to it. Well, I just had to show you this ring after I sprayed it off and gave it a quick brush. Is that not wild looking? That is really cool. I have never seen one like that before, and hopefully it's coming into focus. It's tough to tell here. There you go. That is so cool. Hey, not bad. It's a pretty good start this morning, and I'm still on my first little row. I'm going to grid this place out today. Another nice signal. Give me a 66 on the VDI, and dug down. Really wasn't that deep, 2-3 inches maybe. Tossed it up on the drop cloth, and it looks like I have a penny, so kind of hoping should be at least a early weedy. Yeah, it's definitely a Lincoln. I was hoping for an Indian, but still a little bit high for an Indian there. And oh boy, another beautiful green one. Well, I tell you, the pennies have been coming out beautiful here. Just great soil. And I can't really make it out right now. Let me get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. Well, there she is, and it's going to be a 1920. I believe it's going to be Philadelphia mint. It's pretty cool because last weekend I got a 20 San Francisco mint. So another nice early green weedy. I will definitely take that. Well, this one was giving me a nice repeatable 3738. So I dug down, and I'd say about 5-6 inches down. I emptied the hole, put it up on the drop cloth, and then I saw something slide out. And check it out. Something square right down there. Now, my first impression was that it was one of those aluminum tokens. I found a couple of those recently. And I think the last one I got was for a shaving cream. But who knows, it might not be. Now this does look a little different now, doesn't it? Oof. It doesn't seem to be aluminum, but there does seem to be something. Well, maybe it is aluminum. Yeah, I think it's just really caked with dirt. Huh. I think it's going to be another Colgate-Palmolive token, which is just crazy because this will be my third. I see a T and an E right there, so I'm thinking Colgate. And very cool. Yeah, if it's yeah, let me just go ahead and spray it off, get it brushed up, and I'll be right back. But that's awesome. Another 20s, 30s token. Possibly older. We'll have to wait and see how the company name is on this token. That's how you date these. Well, that's exactly what this turned out to be. Another one of these square tokens. And this one is for Colgate Ribbon Dental Cream. 10 cents off. So another variety. I found 3 different ones lately. And on the back side, it has all the fine print for the grocers and how to accept this coupon and be redeemed for it. And down at the bottom, as I mentioned, it says Colgate-Palmolive Peat Company. Now, peat they acquired, I believe it was in 37. It might have been 27, I just can't remember right now. But that helps to date this token. And very cool piece. And I'd love finding these. This one's definitely a little chewy, but at least it's all in one piece. and not bent. So pretty cool. I'll work on it a little bit more when I get home, but I'm definitely happy with that. This one was giving me a signal in the mid-30s, and I dug down and got something kind of cool. It's a bit mangled, but that's a good portion of an old oil lamp. You can see where the wick came through. You can see the adjusting wheel. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a patent date off that. But yeah, she's definitely worse for the wear, but it's also a very nice old find. Well, this one was giving me an 84, pretty high signal, and as soon as I popped the plug I saw that I had a penny, and I thought it was just going to be a memorial, but it isn't. It's actually an old wheat, and it's going to be a 1949 Philadelphia mint. So pretty cool. I'm going to check the hole, make sure nothing else was in it, but I will definitely take that. Well, I think I might have some pretty cool in the hole here. Give me a pretty nice high tone in the 70s. It was underneath our root and I pushed it out, and I think I've got a ring. Another one. That's crazy. You can see it right there. Hang on, I got a truck going by me. But that's it right here, so let's pull it out. See what the heck this is. Jeez. Looks to be pretty good size. Oh. Wow. I can't believe I got another one. Oh wow. I thought it was going to be tiger's eye, but no, I think this is like jasper. Like that picture jasper. Let me see. Oh, that thing's awesome. Let me get out in the light here. Not sure if you can see it or not. I might have been better off in the shade. Holy cow. There we go. Look at that. That is a beautiful stone. I don't know if it's silver or not. It might be. Jeez. What a cool looking ring. Very cool. Well, let me get it sprayed down with some water and I'll brush it off. I have a feeling this is going to be a really pretty ring. Oh, that is pretty sweet. Well, will you look at this ring? It is absolutely stunning. It's some type of a picture rock. I'm thinking some kind of a jasper. And look at the setting. Beautiful old southwestern. And I do mean old. It is definitely silver. It has that beautiful luster that old silver has. And there are no markings on the inside. I have a feeling this is a pretty old ring right here. That is absolutely stunning. Well, I'm absolutely thrilled with that, and it's definitely been a great day out here. Yeah, oh boy, that really makes me happy there. Beautiful piece. Well, as always, I had an awesome time out there finding America with my metal detector, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this one. Now, if you still haven't gotten enough Finding America yet, all you have to do is stick around to the very end of this video, where I've placed a link to a hand-picked episode from the Finding America archives. And remember, it's history that makes your find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.